An entire block within Denver's Governor's Park neighborhood could be bulldozed to make way for apartment buildings. Denver 7's Gary Brode has a story from Grant and 7th. Gary, this area has already gone through several changes over the last year.
You ain't lying there, Shannon. Yeah, Racine's, which was the first place I ever visited here in Denver, that closed early on in the pandemic. Same goes for Max's, which is right next to it. Even our own building right now is in the process of being sold, and that's just down the street as well. And now the newest one, this building behind me, it's 110 years old. Really one of the character builders here in Cap Hill is on the chopping block. Change is inevitable, especially in Denver, but it still leaves a bad taste in the mouths of some.
Losing part of our character and part of our soul, and I don't know exactly what we're gaining by it.
At the end of February, a certificate of demolition eligibility was filed for 701 and 711 North Grant Street, locations where bars and restaurants like Vesper Lounge, Mizuna, Luca, and Lou's Food Bar have called home for years. Frank Bonanno leases the space for all 4 restaurants. He tells Denver 7 the owner of the building wants to sell. We also discovered there are those who plan to fight the demolition over historic designation.
It's heartbreaking a little bit, but you know, with what we've been through in the past year, what could surprise you?
While he could technically be kicked out 90 days after the process is complete, Bonanno believes he has at least a couple of years before it's time to go. While he spent a majority of his life building up this block of eateries, the restaurant and bar owner is concerned for the future of his 100 employees and the place he's helped mold.
I've been invested in this neighborhood for 20 years, so I mean, I've obviously opened 4 businesses in this neighborhood because I love this neighborhood. I love the character of this neighborhood.
Our own building, Denver 7, which was built in the late 60s, is also being sold, and the new owners are similarly looking to replace the building that is here. And just like 701 and 711 North Grant Street, there is a group trying to stop that, saying the current building should be designated as a historic landmark.
I think it makes sense in a way that, like, people do follow the money with things. So making like a big high-rise here is probably going to generate more money than the restaurants do, but there also needs to be restaurants and places to hang out.
Bonanno tells me he has tried numerous times to buy the building, but he and the owner could never come to an actual agreement. As for that application for a historic landmark, that's now going to be a 60-day process where those who did apply for it have to plead their case. As for the owner of the building, we did reach out to them, Sermon Agency, for comment, but have not heard back. Reporting live here in Cap Hill, Gary Brode, Denver 7.